All right, guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about defense drive or defense work in protection training. I'm going to specifically talk about defense work in this video. I'm going to give you some sample video as well so you can see the reaction of the dog to the defense work that we're doing. What you're doing is you are presenting a threat, okay, a perceived threat to a dog, and when the dog responds to that threat, we want to see what the dog is going to do. Or maybe we want to build the dog up in their response to that threat. That's what defense work is about. So if you have protection training, we can break down protection training into prey work, okay, or prey drive, and defense work or defense drive. The whole protection process does involve prey drive and defense work. Now, in some breeds and some dogs, maybe more prey drive, not as much defense drive, not as much defense work. And in some breeds and some dogs, maybe a little bit more defense work and maybe not as much prey work. It depends on the breed, depends on the type of dog that you're working, depends on the temperament of that individual. So prey drive is fun. Prey drive is chase. Prey drive is the bunny, right? The dog wanting to chase and grab, right? The whole predatory sequence is stalk, orient, stalk, chase, grab, bite, dissect, or kill, dissect, and consume. That's the predatory sequence. It's very predatory, very fun, so to speak. It's very chase oriented, whereas defense work, it's not chase oriented. Defense work would be more like, this is sort of the boogeyman, or this person or this thing is a bit of a threat, and I need to respond accordingly to that threat. The dog will do a couple of things. The dog will either back away and go, I am not ready for this level of defense work, of this level of threat. The dog might also be very quick on the trigger and go, oh my God, that's a threat, and that's a threat, and that's a threat, and everything's a threat. That's also not good. The ideal response is you have a confident response. You have a confident dog. The dog perceives the threat, and once it perceives the threat, it goes, I need to do something about this. That's the type of defense work that people typically want to do with protection training. Now, why defense drive is interesting and why defense work is interesting is because a threat really is a relative concept, okay? What may be a threat to one individual might not be a threat to another. Okay, so you have the variable of the dog, okay, the subject. If I am a helper, if I'm a decoy, and I'm gonna work a dog in defense work, I have to be aware of the type of individual that I'm working with. And there are variables at play here, okay? There is age, maturity level. Okay, when I say age, I'm talking about maturity level. If I do defense work on a 12-week-old puppy, the threat that I'm bringing into the picture, one, this puppy, this dog might not be ready for it. Okay, even if it's a year old, even if it's a 1.5-year-old dog, depending on the maturity level of this dog, there is only so much I can do, so much that I want to do, really. I don't want to put a 5-month-old dog in a level of threat where the dog now feels like it has to do something, because that now is considered a little bit too much pressure. And yes, you will trigger some of that defense work in that young dog that is not ready for it, but you will sacrifice some of the other qualities, some of the other traits that this dog will bring to the table in protection work. Okay, now there are some defense-related work I can do with young dogs, with puppies, that don't involve that type of threat. There is prey guarding, which means I am a threat to the puppy in terms of, I'm going to take that from you if you don't give me a little bit of presence. So that is a way in which I can tastefully bring defense work to the work when I'm working with a puppy. But again, defense work is something that you have to be very aware of before you engage in this type of work. All right, guys, if you want to watch the rest of this video, make sure you go to dogtrainingismypassion.com. You're going to look at the tab for virtual training. That's going to take you to a funnel where you're going to submit your information and gain access to the exclusive area where there's going to be content uploaded regularly on different topics from protection training, e-collar training, obedience training, competition, puppies, temperament, behavior modification, and all of this gets updated very regularly. We'll see you guys on the other side.